Dave here with Half Dozen Customs. Just a little recap of where we're at. I was making my floor repairs on the driver's side rear section underneath the seat. And I knew that the body mount was bad under there. Cut out the floor. And yeah, it wasn't attached to nothing. So I have a new body mount set up, all made, ready to go in. I also knew ahead of time going into the floor that the body mount back here in the trunk was rotted out. There is another body mount at the very back underneath the taillight, which is still good. In order to replace the one that's in the cab of the car under the rear seat and this one back here, I have to get this one unbolted back here behind the taillight so that I can lift up this car about 3/4 of an inch so I can slip all the new pieces in and get them welded in and then be able to set the car down onto the new pieces. So that's where we're at today. I got the trunk all cleaned out. I removed the gas tank since I'll be cutting above the gas tank. We're going to start cutting this out back here, getting all the caulk cleaned out of here, and assessing the situation. So that's where we're at today. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoy the video. Remember, like, subscribe, and share, please. Okay, we got all the caulk cleaned out of there, vacuumed up all the loose rust and metal and garbage and caulk and all that good stuff. Now I'm going to put a tape line across here and we'll start cutting out and opening this can of worms up. And the new disc. Okay, we got it all cut open, got the culprit out. This is actually what the body mount mounts to, right here. So, I'm going to throw this in the blast cabinet, blast it up, see if anything's left after that, see if it's repairable, or if I have to come up with a new idea here. So there's so this piece here goes up underneath the rear deck and mounts to the rear deck. So it needs to connect there. Then of course back here by the taillight, I cut it here, so we got this would have to get welded back in if I save this piece. And then on this backside here where it's all gone, there is an inner structure to the quarter panel that connects to this and goes down to the bottom of the quarter panel and connects to the bottom of the quarter panel. That piece is shot. I got to replace that piece, which I knew that I had to replace that piece. Wasn't planning on replacing it until I'm doing the quarters, which is still probably going to be the case, but I need to figure out what's going on with this piece because there's a lot that connects to this piece, and this piece looks pretty trashed. But let's see if I can work some miracles. Okay, so I sandblasted this piece up. It is pretty rough. I know some of you may say why even bother with it, but in a perfect world, I just buy a new piece and I would have already had it installed and been on to the next project. But I've said before, this is our own vehicle. We're not made of money, so some of this stuff I gotta make it work. We are going to spend money on like fenders and doors and quarters and a new hood and a new trunk, and that's where the money's being spent at. So little pieces like this, that are kind of under the car and you're never going to see it. I'll do the best I can to get it cleaned up and make it work. I can cut a lot of this off and bend up some new metal and weld the new metal to it, and this piece will be just fine. I'll rust proof it and we'll get it welded back in the car, and you'll never see it, and it'll be strong, and it'll hold the body up again, and we'll be good to go. So that's my next step. Is I'm gonna start cutting some of the really bad stuff off like this. Most of the metal's missing, so I'll cut it along that edge. It's a nice straight edge. I'll get a new piece of metal up there, weld it in. The body mount thing is totally gone. I'll cut that out. I'll bend up a new box in the brake. We'll get that welded in. There's this little corner up here. That's a super easy one. Cut it off, bend a piece of metal in a 90, weld it back up. This side here, I will cut along. There's a body line that goes through here with a nice hard edge that goes through there. So I'll cut along the body edge. I'll bend a piece of metal in the brake at a 90. I'll throw it in the shrinker to get that curve in it there, and we'll weld that piece on. A couple of these little holes here, I'll throw a piece of copper under them. I'll weld them up, and we'll be ready to install it. It'll take me a little time to get this piece cleaned up and ready to go back in, but like I said, I mean, even a new piece of metal to bend this up and remake this piece. Metal's expensive these days, so I do what I got to do. new body mount. All that work just so I could have a body mount. Okay, so took me a little while, but she is all one piece again, ready to go back in. I'm gonna coat it with rust proofing and then let it sit overnight. And then tomorrow we'll put it back in the car. There's a little more to putting it back in the car than just welding where I cut it. I did drill the hole for the body mount, but there is a section at the top below the rear window in the trunk that there's a piece actually missing that comes down from the car and connects to this. So I gotta repair that. And then in where the wheel well mounts to, and to where this whole section drops down to meet with the bottom of the quarter panel. It's all got to be repaired. You know, maybe not this piece. This piece I'll probably wait till I put the quarter panel on. But the wheel well, I need to repair the wheel well and get it attached to this. Because it all, you know, it all kind of connects, and it makes a difference where the body mount, you know, gets tightened down at and everything. So, you know, if I just weld it on the back, it's going to be floppy up front. So I want to get everything welded in so it's not floppy up there. So, but that's it. I'm going to put some rust proofing on it. Backside, like where all my welds were on the backside, I'm probably just going to run some seam sealer in there just to keep the water out of the welds. So, not that there will be much water getting back here. You know, we'll only drive this car weather permitting, but you never know. Being out at a car show or coming back from getting groceries or something, you never know when you're going to get caught in a rainstorm. So I'll protect it the best I can. And yeah, it is what it is, but it's all one piece again. Bet you didn't think I could do it, did you? It's okay, I didn't think I could either. Alright. Well, that was a good long full day, cutting all that out, repairing it, and having it ready to put back in. So it took me 9 hours to do. So I'm out ski.